In 1960, a single movie changed horror forever. Audiences thought they were going to see another mystery thriller. Instead, Alfred Hitchcock unleashed Psycho. Nothing in cinema was ever the same again. Behind every scream, every shadow, and every character there were secrets some so strange. They're scarier than the film itself. Anthony Perkins became Norman Bates so completely that Hollywood never let him escape. He admitted Norman's loneliness mirrored his own, and that connection gave his performance a disturbing authenticity. Even off-set, he was haunted by the role, typecast for life as the man with a boyish smile hiding madness. Janet, please. Shower scene wasn't just a performance, it scarred her forever. After shooting it, she confessed she never felt safe. In the shower again, for the rest of her life she only took baths, proving that Hitchcock's illusion broke into her real world. The shower blood wasn't blood at all. Hitchcock used Hershey's chocolate syrup because it swirled better on camera. In black and white, it looked horrifyingly real. And the stabbing sounds? Those came from plunging a knife into a melon. Once you know that, you'll never look at fruit the same way again. Norman's mother wasn't one voice, it was three. Hitchcock blended several actresses' voices into one eerie mix. Even the cast didn't know the truth until years later. That secret kept Mrs. Bates alive, not as a woman, but as a ghostly chorus of menace. When Norman smiles directly into the camera at the end, that wasn't scripted. Anthony Perkins improvised it. That single, bone-chilling grin turned a horror character into a timeless nightmare. Hitchcock kept it in because he knew audiences would never forget it. Hitchcock didn't just control the set, he controlled the audience. He ordered theaters to ban anyone from entering after the film started. Why? Because Marion Crane's death halfway through was too shocking to risk spoiling. The rule worked. Crowds lined up around the block, desperate to see what no one could explain. Even Marion Crane's name had meaning. Crane was no accident, it mirrored the birds in Norman's parlor. She was prey, and he was the hunter who stuffed his victims like trophies. Hitchcock's obsession with symbolism made every detail a hidden trap. The famous shower sequence took 7 straight days to film. For a scene that lasts only 45 seconds on screen, 62 different cuts, 70 camera setups, Hitchcock's perfectionism pushed everyone to the breaking point. But in the end, he created the most famous murder in cinema history. Vera Miles, played Leigh Crane, had once been Hitchcock's obsession. He wanted her to be his next big star, but she resisted his control. Even so, her role in Psycho gave audiences one of the most terrifying discoveries of all time, the mummified corpse of Mrs. Bates. The skeleton of Mrs. Bates was kept locked away on set. Hitchcock refused to let the actors see it until filming. He wanted their horror to be genuine when the lights revealed her. And it worked. Vera Miles's reaction wasn't acting. It was shock. Hitchcock loved his secret so much that he even bought up every copy of Robert Bloch's novel, the book Psycho was based on. He didn't want anyone knowing the twist before the premiere, literally erased spoilers from bookstores. Martin Balsam's character, Detective Arbogast, had one of the most shocking deaths in the film, tumbling backward down the stairs. To pull it off, Hitchcock used a then-revolutionary technique of rear projection and camera shakes, creating a surreal, dreamlike fall that left audiences gasping. Even extras were kept in the dark. Hitchcock refused to share full scripts with most of the cast. He wanted confusion, fear, and suspicion to feel real. On his set, ignorance wasn't a weakness, it was a weapon. And Hitchcock's obsession with birds went beyond Marion's name. Look closely. Every character associated with death is framed by bird imagery. From the stuffed owls in Norman's parlor to shadowy wings in the background. Hitchcock used birds as silent predators hovering over every victim. For all its darkness, the budget for Psycho was surprisingly tiny. Hitchcock shot it cheaply in black and white, using his TV crew from Alfred Hitchcock Presents. But that low-budget gamble paid off. It became one of the most profitable films of all time. Censors nearly banned the film over the shower scene, not because of the violence, but because audiences swore they saw nudity. Hitchcock cut around everything, but the editing was so fast, the brain filled in the blanks. He tricked people into seeing things that weren't there. The ending, where Norman becomes his mother, almost didn't make the final cut. Executives thought it was too strange, too unsettling. Hitchcock fought to keep it in, knowing that last shot of Norman's face dissolving into his mother's skull would haunt audiences forever. Even the trailer was a trick. Hitchcock personally starred in it, leading viewers through the Bates Motel like a ghost tour. He never showed the murder, never spoiled the twist. Instead, he teased horror with shadows, silence, and secrets. It worked. The mystery sold the movie. Psycho wasn't just a film, it was a revolution. Shattered censorship, invented new rules for horror, and proved that characters could be more frightening than monsters. Norman Bates wasn't a creature from legend, he was a man next door. That's why the terror has lasted. More than 60 years later, Psycho still stares back at us from the shadows. The shower still runs. The knife still falls. Norman still smiles.